Hey guys, it's Miranda, and I'm going to be talking about the social issue of bullying. So, bullying is an issue that happens in most schools and isn't necessarily the easiest to prevent. According to StopBullying.gov, 28% of US students in grades 6 through 12 have experienced bullying, and 20% of US students in grades 9 through 12 have experienced bullying. As for witnessing bullying, 70.6% of students have seen bullying, and 70.4% of staff have seen bullying. So there are 4 different types of bullying that I'll be talking about. There's verbal bullying, social bullying, physical bullying, and cyberbullying. Now, the most common forms of bullying that we see in schools are the verbal and social bullying, and the least common are the physical and the cyberbullying. A few examples of verbal bullying consist of name-calling, sexual or inappropriate sexual comments towards another student, and threatening another student. These are just a few examples of verbal bullying. And the second most common form of bullying is social bullying, which includes spreading rumors about another student, leaving another student out, or embarrassing another student. And again, those are just a few examples of social bullying. And physical bullying, I feel it kind of speaks for itself. It's just causing physical harm to another student. This can involve kicking, punching, slapping, any other form of physical violence. And the least common form of bullying in schools is the cyberbullying, which can include sending hateful text messages out or posting mean or embarrassing photos or videos of another student. Again, those are just a couple examples of what cyberbullying is. There's a lot more to that. So all of these forms of bullying can affect the way a student feels about school. If a student feels as if they're not safe in their school environment, they might just isolate themselves from other students or just not go to school altogether. And this can lead a student to isolate themselves, like I said, and it can cause mental health issues in the future, such as anxiety and depression. So I did most of my research on USD 261 since that is the district I went to school in. And I went to their website and I found that they had an anti-bullying plan. And their anti-bullying plan consisted of the Capturing Kids' Hearts program, which required the staff to go through a 2-day training that teaches them how to act in situations where there's bullying and how to just connect with their students better to make them feel like they're safe in their school environment. So after the 2-day training is completed, another 2-day training takes place for a group of influencers. And these influencers are just to encourage the other school staff to focus on really connecting with their students and how to better prevent the bullying in the school. And lastly, they're to provide traction packs where a Capturing Kids' Hearts group strategist comes in and observes the staff and provides feedback on how they can improve and prevent bullying. So this is really just making sure that the school is acting whenever there is a situation where a student is being bullied. And I noticed another thing, that the USD 261 website provides a list of resources on how to prevent cyberbullying, since that's a little bit harder to, fight against in schools. But they did provide 10 or 11 different websites that gave tips on how to be aware of cyberbullying and how to prevent that. And another thing that USD 261 does to fight against bullying is social contracts. I believe we started social contracts in first grade, and basically that's just having the students sit down and talk about, this is at the beginning of the year too, talk about how they want to be treated by other students, how they should treat other students, and how they want to be treated by their teacher. And they just give different words or things that they feel as if they should do to respect other students. And they have the teachers have each student sign that, and then they hang that up in the classroom as a reminder throughout the year of how they want to treat other students and how they want to be treated. So one experience that I've had with bullying is, I believe it was my sophomore year of high school in choir. One of our teachers noticed that there was an issue with the girls in our women's choir just being really mean to one another. So she sat all of us down and she gave one of her, what she called life talks, and just explaining how you don't know what someone else is going through and how it's just important to be kind to one another. And I noticed that with a lot of other teachers as well, as they really just tried to connect with their students and just to be aware of what's going on in their classroom. And whenever they noticed a situation where a student was being picked on, they stopped it as soon as they could. And I personally feel as if USD 261 is doing a really good job at fighting against bullying. They're doing the best they can. And I think it's really awesome that they have programs that they train the teachers on how to prevent the bullying.